Welcome to my first day in Lisbon, Portugal. I feel like the whole sneaky Europe trip is so real and I'm so guilty of it this summer. So if you don't know, there was something on social media saying how people are all of a sudden in parts of Europe and they never mentioned it, barely post about it. But out of the blue, you maybe see a little story and it's like, wow, girl, you're in Lisbon or you're in Florence. Anyways, this is the first day and I'm just walking around the Moorish quarter where you see very traditional and old style Portuguese neighborhoods. We stayed at an Airbnb that was not far from the highest point in Lisbon, which is called, I'm gonna butcher it, but Miraduro da Senhora do Monte. The views were absolutely breathtaking, and I'm really glad I came to Lisbon during this time because it's already starting to get very cold in England. It's about the low 60s, but in Lisbon it's like the mid 80s, which is kind of too hot for me if we don't have AC. John.
When I do a fart, like a bubble stays
Oh
in between
my
the
god.
cheeks.
So the next stop is Feira de Ladra Market, and I think it's only open on Saturdays. There were lots of trinkets, books, jewelry, ceramics, and I probably would have gotten a couple things, but I just didn't want to carry them back home, and I get pretty overwhelmed when I see this much stuff. Like, everything just starts to look the same. There's a National Tile Museum in Lisbon, and I feel like if you like art, ceramics, illustration, this is totally worth a visit. I feel like I couldn't find as many like super great art museums, or if I did, they were pretty far out from the city center. The museum vibe in Lisbon is definitely not the museum vibe in Amsterdam, where you can just spend days in different museums and not get bored. But I thought this tile museum was still pretty amazing. One of my lifelong goals is to make my own ceramic tiles, paint whatever floral shells design that I want, and then fixate it onto my own bathroom wall. It doesn't have to cover the whole thing, obviously, like just the shower part or just the bathtub part, or like also maybe a tile border around the mirror. I think that would be so cute, and oh my god, like that's my goal. That's just what I want in life.
Okay, so
The second day, we really cracked down on the touristy spots. We went to Praça de Rocio and Arco de Rua Augusta. If you walk all the way down to the waters, there's a tiny little patch of beach area. It wasn't the cleanest, like Lisbon in general, but very refreshing to dip my toes into because the heat was really starting to get to me. I think later on that day I had some heat exhaustion. I was just feeling so tired, sleepy, and I had a massive headache.
Shadow in the rain. I'm done.
We are going to visit the National Burial Ground.
Okay.
She thinks it's a photograph.
Oh, is this a video?
For our last day, we decided to drive out to Cascais. It's about a 40-minute drive from Lisbon. We got the Uber and it ended up only being, I think, around 40 euros. And we had a bunch of people, so I think it's a lot more economical to get an Uber if you're traveling in groups.
Oh my. You want a picture?
Yeah.
From the show. The video is not gonna lie.
Cascais is a beach town in Portugal. The waters were so clear and it was just so beautiful. I really wish I wasn't sick, so I could fully enjoy it, but my throat really started to hurt that day, and I just remember walking in the heat and thinking, existing hurts. Like, just existing is causing all this pain. And I was just really not in the mood. I was so grumpy that day, but it was beautiful.